Mary, can we please have a one-word snow-themed prompt?
Icicle.
Okay. Icicle. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
So, I was wondering about this while I was watching the movies. Am I just wrong in thinking that icicles don't explode in midair? Is that just, I just have personally never come across them, and they do exist?
There's a lot of things in this movie that it took me a minute or two to really understand what they're doing. Hold on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ooh, that ho, ho, ho reminds me to remind you, it's the war on Christmas. The war on Christmas. That's right. Right. This is typically the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests, and that's still the case, but all month long for December, except for the last one, we are talking about non-traditional Christmas movies. And this week, we're talking about 2011's Snowmageddons.
The last Wednesday is the New Year. We're good. It's all December.
Oh, it's all December.
Yeah, it works out.
All December long. You heard it here
we'll
first,
do our
folks.
usual year-end wrap-up on January 1st. So when you're hungover out there and you want some content to listen to,
we got you. Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot. Look, we gotta put a pin in that because we're gonna definitely get to that in a bit. But a couple years ago at the old Overtalking studio,
you were
not
hungover?
the first, but the second, there was a giant icicle outside of the window that was as big as me, and I was able to break it off through the window and pull it in and take a picture, and it was pretty cool. I felt like one of the White Walkers. It was awesome.
Did you turn it into shrapnel?
Oh, I should have. Yeah, it didn't explode in my hand. I didn't understand what it was.
Have you ever seen people get like hit by the icicles in the loop, like those signs that are always like "watch for falling ice" after it starts to melt? I've never seen anyone get hit, but I always worry that someone did, and that's why the signs are out there.
It must have happened once, right?
Yeah, I've definitely seen it like fall and hit the sidewalk, but thankfully they already have it like roped off. But yeah, like
Yikes.
yeah, you could die, I think, easily from one of those.
Impale through the head, right? I'm pretty sure.
What's the terminal velocity of a falling icicle? Like, is it 20
from
miles
like
per
a
hour?
60-story building, that's
They're pretty aerodynamic too. Like that's gonna go as fast as possible.
Yeah. And hey, that voice you're hearing is returning guest Mary.
Woo!
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. It's good to see you both.
You as well. Always
Likewise.
a treat.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Are you still full from Thanksgiving?
Still full. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Weeks later.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, still making my way through leftovers.
Ugh, nasty.
Also, I guess, sorry for you having to watch this, I think is also in order.
But, I did choose it, and I was expecting... It had a cool name. Snowmageddon is a cool name.
Yeah.
But that's not what we got.
Both Meg and I, when we watched it, we kept mixing it up with Snowpocalypse, which is not a thing. But I don't know. That one rolled off the tongue a bit easier for some reason than Snowmageddon. I don't know.
Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting to almost fall asleep during it. And then I think at one point, like while it was going on, I just got up and went to the kitchen. I was like, I'm hungry. This is the longest 90 minutes of my life.
Did we watch the same movie?
Ken, you were riveted the entire time?
That action-packed movie, people were dying left and right. What are you talking about?
I have questions for you guys. In this town of 20 people, what were everyone's jobs? Because one person was a tinkerer. One person seemed like his job was decorating. Then there's Tully, and then the Kirsten Dunst lookalike actress.
Helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
Helicopter pilot. She's the lead in The Faculty. I don't know if you guys ever saw that, but she's been in some stuff. And then the husband was the husband in Medium.
Nope.
And the Tinkerer was the co-captain guy in Battlestar Galactica. There's a lot of random people in this.
That's why the Sci-Fi Channel was so hot for this movie. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
The Sci-Fi Channel is hot for any movie. Let's be fair. They will take whatever they can get.
Yeah.
I was telling Sam, he and I were watching this, that the actors were doing their absolute best with that script. I thought the acting was all right, to be honest. Yeah. I honestly thought it was an all right movie.
The little boy was acting his heart out. He was like the best actor, I think.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people were doing okay with acting. There were a couple of people who were not good, but yeah, the real detriment was the script, which yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a cool idea, and maybe we'll take a quick break and we'll get to what the actual plot of this movie is, because believe it or not, there actually is a plot. But yeah, let's take a quick
Generous.
break and we'll get into it on the Overtalking Podcast.
In a sci-fi original movie,
What's this?
Someone must have dropped it off this afternoon.
it's the gift
Something's happening.
that keeps on destroying. Move everyone on the street!
This snow globe is just like Pandora's box.
I'm gonna go put an end to this.
Hang on to your hats. This is gonna be something.
We gotta get out of here now.
Oh my god.
Snowmageddon.
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by returning guest Mary, and we're talking about 2011's Snowmageddon's.
We're all aware of it, right?
Yes,
It's on everyone's
obviously.
favorite list.
Everyone's
Yeah.
heard of it before, even
It's a
those
classic.
who typically know holiday horror, like me, definitely have heard of this. Nope, just kidding. Mary, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who isn't, believe it or not yet seen Snowmageddon, 2011 Snowmageddon's, what it's all about.
What are you living under a rock? Ready to go?
All right. Family receives a cursed snow globe, and
Hilarity ensues. The end.
there's like a Pandora's box metaphor with it, and a couple people die. Stuff happens to the town. Everyone kind of makes it out all right at the end.
Still have 10
Kind of.
seconds left.
Yeah, I think you're missing an important part. I think.
There's a very smart dog who just runs away in the middle of the movie.
That's the one. Yeah, you got
That's
it.
the one.
3, 2, 1.
No, like stuff that has, so like there's buttons on the snow globe, and if people press it or don't, I guess, stuff happens in the snow globe, which is a representation of their town, and then that happens in real life. It's
But
weird.
why wouldn't it be if you shake the snow globe?
Yeah, I was waiting for that
Why?
part.
You know why? You know why? Because there's no snow in this movie, and there's no snow in the snow globe.
That's why I'm like, why is it called Snowmageddon? Because
Yes.
honestly, there was an avalanche.
Yeah,
Avalanche
Uh-huh.
was cool. I did like the avalanche. The exploding ice shrapnel,
yeah.
maybe.
Not snow.
Not snow.
I'm telling you right. That's not snow.
That's ice, technically.
It's ice.
Yeah, I was waiting for that for the entire movie for somebody to pick it up and be like, "Oh, what is this?" and like shake
then
it,
fucking
and then
shake
a
it.
giant
Uh-huh.
blizzard would happen in the town. But that never happens.
That, I don't understand. Earlier in the movie, when the ice before the ice shrapnel comes, a big storm cloud rolls in,
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Oh, this is it. Here we
Yep.
go. Here comes the Snowmageddon." Nope. Just for some reason. Okay, so let's talk about the mechanics of what this specific thing is.
Yeah.
There are almost like meteor things that come out of these storm clouds, and then when they get maybe 50 feet above the ground, they explode into ice shrapnels that shoot down and penetrate.
cut people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the first one, the mom is a helicopter pilot. She's with her daughter, and they're riding around in the helicopter. They see the storm appear, and then we see this like meteor shoot out of the storm cloud at them, and then now they're having to dodge these like snow meteors. It's just like, what storm is this?
It really took me a long time to be like, I just don't. What is happening? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything quite like that, and it doesn't make any sense.
And also, what time? The timing of events was super confusing because all this happened in the span of one day. So
Yes.
you're telling me that,
Oh,
like,
it gets better. They're in Alaska in the winter. Think about that. It's daytime very long in this movie.
So really, the
don't
whole
know.
movie is
Yeah.
probably like 23 hours, and then it finally
It's
got
probably real time. I don't know. Wait. So wait, am I getting that wrong? Is it always daytime in the winter in Alaska, or is it usually night for the winter in Alaska more longer?
oh,
I thought it was nighttime, but I might be wrong.
Alaskan listeners, drop a comment. Let us know. Is it daytime right now or is it nighttime? I think it would be nighttime, right?
I think it's in the summer.
Yeah, it's in the winter is the shortest day in Alaska, so
Yeah.
there should have been like very little sunlight during this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you're telling me like they go get on a helicopter, bring this like snowboarder and his pal who's got like a digital camera with him.
One GoPro.
One GoPro.
Yes. And then they end up like scaling the mountain at some point because the dad comes to rescue them. I feel like we should go even further back. This little kid receives like there's a knock on the door.
Yeah.
The nerd little brother is busy playing his like Bobo Dungeons and Dragons. I forget what the game is called. That would be a great trivia question that I would fail at. But they like go and they get this like beautifully packaged snow globe left by a stranger, never resolved. That's just like it just kind of happens.
We never find out why that happened or like what the hell, why this works or anything like that.
Right, because we literally see someone drop it off at the door in the very beginning of the movie, but that's never explored again.
There was no
It's just
license
there.
plate on that car, so that's why I was confused as to where this place was supposed to be. I was like, is this in Washington? Is this in Utah? I don't know where we were.
I saw the town sign. They're in the town called Normal, which is where I went to college. So I was like, wait, what?
Yes.
this is in Illinois? But no, there are several Normals across the U.S. And then finally we do see a car and they have an Alaska license plate. I was like,
Yes.
they're in Alaska.
That's good that they actually got that right. Okay.
Yeah.
The dog is the only one with sense at the beginning. The dog's like fucking barking at this snow globe.
Yeah.
And they're like, shut up. When my brother's dog, because we live at my brother's house right now, whenever his dog like makes any sound, we're like, shut the fuck up. You're so loud. It barks at everything. If he thinks something's outside, he'll lose his mind kind of thing. So it just turns into a shouting match. But I guess that wouldn't like be very nice television. I love the dog. I feel like I sound horrible by saying I was yelling at the dog, but he's an idiot.
Okay, wait. I have a question about the dog, and I even rewound a part of the movie to try to find the answer. Is the dog named Jim?
Oh, I did not catch the dog's name, but I certainly hope so.
I swear there's one part where the dad says goodbye to his wife and daughter as they drive off, and then the dog runs out, and he says like, "Oh, hey, Jim." I was like, they named this dog Jim? That is a terrible dog name.
Yeah.
It's weird when people name their pets after like people, like David or Matthew. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's never going to get resolved. That's just going to be a mysterious figure drops off a cursed snow globe. And then everyone starts immediately getting suspicious because the clock tower in the town, or the clock in the town, starts working. But the town tinkerer, which is a necessary job in this town of 20 people, was like, oh, I took all the gears out of that clock. There's no way it would run. Why do you still have it up? Take it down. Why would you go through the effort of taking the stuff out of the clock and then being like, haul it back up, boys. Let's get her on the wall or whatever.
Yeah, really.
I don't get it.
Even if he was like trying to actually fix it, you wouldn't take all the parts down to try to fix it. You would fix it in place. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, as a resident clock fix, I feel like you wouldn't do that.
Right, I'm the expert as well.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's the punishing events of the snow globe with the first cracks in town, the fissure erupting, and someone falls in. Someone dies.
Someone dies. There's fire erupting out of them for reasons we'll get to later. And
because someone pressed a button on the snow globe, right? Or did they twist it? Or they twisted it?
Yeah, he twisted it to like start the clock.
Yeah.
So I did want to talk about that part. So the first event happens. It's mayhem. There's fire shooting out of the ground. And once the dust sort of settles and they think it's like safe enough to come outside, or I think it's after that. It's either that or the icicle storm. At one point, they all come back out from hiding. And two of the main guys, the antique store owner and the like tinkerer guy, or like, I forget his name, starts with a T. They come outside. They're both fine. You see in the background, somebody is just lying in the middle of the street. They do not acknowledge that person at all. They turn to each other and go, "Are you okay?" Which they clearly are. And then they go and help somebody else. It's like the dude's literally like writhing in pain in the middle of the road, and they just ignore him entirely. Some poor background actor is like, "Help, please."
It's a town of 20, and you would think that no one is dispensable. Exactly.
Yeah. I was just like, it's like I could, or if you're going to do that, cut him out of the shot. Don't stand in front of the guy.
Oh my God. And then obviously the thing we've been talking about is the freaking like shrapnel that comes out of the clouds around the mountain.
Yeah.
It separates the mom, the daughter, and then the snowboarder and his not manager friend.
Worst
Cameraman.
actor in the movie.
His buddy,
whoever he
yeah.
is. Yeah, besides the babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His puka shell necklace was pretty cool. That's how you know.
Hey,
He's got an attitude.
He's got it.
that's how you know he's cool.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the whole subplot about. So the mom, apparently, her job is to fly a helicopter and take snowboarders up to the top of the mountain, and then I assume pick them up later. But that didn't end up happening because of ice storm thing.
Because of events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But her daughter wanted to come along with her this day because the person she's taking her up to the top of the mountain, the person she's taking up to the top of the mountain, is some famous apparently supposed to be super hot.
Ken, you've never heard
guy.
of Derek Reed, famous snowboarder?
I have not. Maybe because of what happens in this movie. Didn't have a super long career. Spoiler alert.
No.
But yeah, anyway, he signs her arm.
That was a
don't know.
weird moment.
It was very strange.
It was very like teenage swoon.
Yeah.
Like I bought that. But I did think at one point I was like, maybe the actress is the same age as her mother.
They
don't know.
are at least the same age, if not maybe
Okay.
swapped. I don't
Guys,
know.
I was going to save this for the trivia question. I have a question for you both. How old do you think in real life the actress of the mom and the daughter are different?
Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
How much older do you think the actress that plays the mom is than the daughter in real life?
I think in real life, I think she just looks good. I think that's really what the issue is. So at least that's what I assume. I'm going to say she is 15 years older, maybe 20.
Okay. Mary?
Is the question is how much older the mom is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Confirmed the mom is older than the daughter.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Like honestly, like 5 years.
She is 8 years older than the daughter in real life.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah.
What kind of
Wow.
casting? Oh my God.
Because the Derek Reed guy looked like he was 22. He looked young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That guy looked young. But yeah, the mom and the daughter were like, oh,
How old were they?
you guys could be like friends.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So either something went very wrong in the mom's childhood or she's adopted, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, and I need to know how old were the parents when they had their kids because
Mm-hmm.
they looked super young too.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
apparently
also-
8.
They're really like
We're
such
8 years old.
really-
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 8 years old. Oh my God, guys.
Hey, we didn't cast them.
No, that's
I didn't write the
what they're
movie.
saying. Yeah. There's some tragic backstory there. I don't know.
Oh my
but-
God. I don't know. It's like that curse of like, oh, these are the Hollywood parents. They're both hot and you can tell they still have sex. Like that's horrible for a teenager. It's a
Yeah.
horrible thing.
Yeah.
So they go to the mountain, the teams get separated, right? She's freaking out. Slowly the helicopter's just leaking fuel.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was already on fire. Can you guys remind me?
It was a tiny bit on fire.
Okay, it's like a little on
Okay.
fire.
Yeah.
It's like the pilot light for a later explosion.
Which a theme in this movie, they love to blow up vehicles.
They sure do.
Yeah.
Like fully explode. Not just like burn up, like
Yeah.
explode.
yeah, just like a controlled explosion.
Yeah. That so the helicopter crashes, spoilers, and the mom is flown from the helicopter like 40 feet away from where it lands. The daughter just perfectly intact, still in the seat with her seatbelt on. It's like, you guys are literally less than a foot from each other in the helicopter.
Yeah.
How are you so different when it
Well, I
crashes?
like that the helicopter's like upright, like
Yep.
just there.
Just lands
like there's just a bunch
perfectly.
of parts that are flown off of it, but it's there and she's fine. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a Boeing helicopter.
It's
It
a
was
Boeing,
built by
right.
5 people. Can you get me clarified on something? So the mom is trying to get her daughter, I forget everybody's names, except Tully, because that's
Yeah, that one stuck with me too. I don't know why. Only that one stuck with me.
yeah, just because like the Tully monster being like a fossil in Illinois. That's
Oh, I
only
didn't
the
know that.
reason why I remember. But the thing I forgot about, like I didn't quite know what she was holding. So part of the reason why the mom was in the helicopter was like to deliver presents for another community or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about
Um,
that.
So some like presents escape the helicopter, and she opens something up, and she like breaks something open, and she uses that to cut the seatbelt off.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that was.
It was a toy plane.
Yeah, she snapped it in half and used.
And
the
she like,
edge of it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because we think a plastic toy plane has a part in it that is sharp enough to cut through a seatbelt.
You probably shouldn't give that to your kids. Just
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently,
not
a plastic
panic
knife
expert.
has enough holding power to maybe hold a heavy bag over a chasm, or at least that's the thought.
True.
So that's later in the movie.
All right, and then meanwhile, the little guy, the son, the one who receives the snow globe, he's basically home alone, while his dad's kind of like dealing with stuff in the town. It's freaking out that his wife and daughter are out there. He's just like continuing to play his little game. The dog's like freaking the hell out because of the snow globe.
Well, there's a babysitter, right?
There's a babysitter.
Yeah.
And then he starts to be suspicious, or is this later? When does the boy become suspicious of the snow
I think
globe?
he catches on pretty early. Like, there's a scene where he's going to bed and just staring at the snow globe, like, on his nightstand.
Yeah,
and is
because
like,
he early on,
something
even
weird
before the
about
dad leaves, he's like, "Hey, were there like fissures in town?"
Yeah.
And
Right.
no one asks him like, "Oh, why, buddy? Like, was it because you saw something in your snow globe?" But like, yeah, that's what was going on.
Yeah. And also, I need to talk about the babysitter really quick.
Please.
So the son is home alone with the babysitter. At one point, the babysitter says, "Come on, your snack is ready." And then the boy says something, and then she says, "Your soup is getting cold."
Did she say snack the first time?
Yes.
She did.
That's a soup.
Do you
it's a
guys
soup
often
snack.
have soup as a
Snack.
snack?
Soup's
I don't
getting
know.
cold.
I'm not 5, but maybe
I'm really in the mood for a snack. I'm going to go make some chicken noodle soup.
a soup snack. I was listening to someone else on a different podcast talk about soup, and they were like, I only recently got over my association with eating soup and being sick, because they were like, I will only eat soup if I'm sick, until recently, and they're like, oh, I guess I can have soup other times too. But yeah, I mean, that's it for me. I don't think I eat soup any other time, other than
Not
when I'm
even as a
sick.
snack.
No, that's not true. When grilled
Nice
grilled
3
cheese-
p.m. soup when you're getting that afternoon munchies.
grilled cheese and tomato soup. That's it. It's so good.
I think we make matzo ball soup at least like once a month.
Mm.
That
Just
sounds
a-
lovely.
Yeah.
But not for
just-
snack.
Not for a snack. No, that
Not
is
for
dinner.
snack?
That is a meal. It's-
Oh my
we're not
God.
making matzo ball soup as a snack.
So there's another part I want to talk about too, because after all the chaos, they slowly realize that we might be cut off from the rest of the world, because they keep trying on the radio to reach anyone outside of either the town or the mountain, and they're getting no response. And they try this for what seems like way too long, and at no point do they even try just leaving until like way later. I don't know why I feel like that would have been way more interesting if they're like, oh, we can't physically leave because maybe there's like a glass that we're like, oh, we're in a snow globe.
Oh, that'd
or
be
something
cool.
like that,
would've
right?
been
Like,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they're just cut off, and I think that's kind of the implication, is that like, oh yeah, you're like currently in like something like that. But
Yeah.
Also, so I'm going to jump towards the ending because we have to talk about it. So
Yeah.
spoilers, the boy uses the analogy of like the Dungeons and Dragons game, and he's like, oh, the cursed item has to be thrown into the volcano. And I immediately was like, last time Mary was on, she was talking about Lord of the Rings. This is Lord of the Rings. This is just the same thing.
Oh boy. I'm glad you brought that up, because much like Frodo
no.
casting the ring into Mount Doom, so did the father have to throw the snow globe into the recently active volcano that the town just kind of chills around in. It's like Pompeii. It's like Lord of the Rings. It's like Pandora's box, but it was still boring.
here's the thing, because it wasn't even recently active. When they start talking about that, they're like,
Yeah.
well, what volcano are we going to put this in?
Yeah, they forget that the mountain
They
You're
is.
just know, and they're like, oh, it's been dormant for thousands of years, but apparently this is a volcano. And then Tully just looks at them and says, what? Like, it literally says that, as if there's people in this town who know that they live right under a volcano, and some of the people who don't. I don't understand how that's even possible, but it was hilarious. That was my favorite part of the movie. When he just looks at them and just says, "What? Like, what are you talking about?"
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I also love when he was just like, I'm gonna break this generator so that the bus is not electrocuted anymore. That's the same character, right?
No,
Yeah.
that's a different guy.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, is
Who's
that Tully?
guy?
That's Tully, yeah.
Oh, that's Tully? I think a different guy said what then, but anyway.
But yeah, okay, so the long-haired curly guy, he's just whacking this generator as if that's going to stop the bus from being electrocuted.
I don't know.
And there's two people inside. Oh, I remember one is named Norm, the guy who's like actively dying. Is
Norm
named
and
Norm.
Larry.
That's
Norm
right,
and
Norm and
Larry.
Larry.
They just throw him a pack of gauze and they're like, use this for Norm. And he unrolls the entire pack of gauze and just like messily
Just puts it
pushes
into a bunch and
Like,
gently
sir.
sets it on the outside of the wound.
You cannot be living in a remote town and not know any first aid. You're
Yeah.
crazy.
He does.
my
I
God.
like that. Like after he does that, he is like, and apply pressure on that, which is correct. But it's like that's not doing anything, man. And you don't just put it like over the clothes that are bloody. You gotta like get to the wound. And yeah, that dude. So they all say like, "Hey, the bus is currently being electrified. Don't get out of there. You will die." And he just gets impatient. He's like, "They're taking too long. We got to get out of here." And then the bus blows up, explodes for some
to be
reason,
fair-
and kills Norm.
To be fair, he saw that it was going to explode soon. That's why he's like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But then couldn't get Norm out, and Norm just explodes along with the bus.
But with a
Kinda
movie
funny.
named like Snowmageddon and the whole premise of it being a cursed snow globe, why wouldn't you shake the snow globe and then an avalanche comes or
Yes.
some kind of blizzard
Yeah.
instead of whatever happens in the woods when literal spikes are
No.
erupting from the earth?
You got to have it at least snow. Like it has to,
Yeah.
even if it's just like a light flurry, it has to snow in a movie
Yeah.
called Snowmageddon.
Not even a whiteout. Not like a dusting.
Nothing.
The town
Yeah.
had no snow.
It cannot be that. Look, there's crappy CGI all over this movie. It cannot be that hard to put up a fucking filter on the final product to make it look like it's snowing or whatever.
It is kind of dark though. Like the Larry guy getting in his car and it's just like, I'm gonna escape, and then the clock chimes the next hour, and the snowboarder guy, he's dead at this point. The teenagers running around screaming for help because they had tried to go to the abandoned mine shaft that the boy plays in. Shouldn't do that. I don't care where you live, don't do that.
Yeah.
And then just like seeing her run out of the woods to the road and seeing the car get impaled and the guy like instant death. Like,
yeah.
that was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
I
Impaled
liked
in
that
that
one,
like
actually.
it projected the car up like 100
Yeah.
feet in the air on top of
was
this
fun.
spike.
That was fun.
And then that's how the babysitter dies too. She's just running in the forest, and all of a sudden you see a spike come up, and you hear like a crunch. You're like, "Oh, she's dead."
I missed that. I was probably in the kitchen fixing a Snoop snack.
That's right. Also, guys, just to add some truth to this movie, there are many active volcanoes in Alaska. They have over 130 volcanoes.
Oh, okay.
What?
How about ones that have been dormant for thousands of years?
About 90 of Alaska's volcanoes have been active in the last 10,000 years, and more than 50 have been active since about 1760.
What?
Is it considered active if it's been active within the last 10,000 years? That's the cutoff for active?
Well, it's saying it's been active in the last 10,000 years.
Oh,
They're adding
okay.
that as the
Okay.
but
Gotcha.
50 in the last couple hundred years.
Okay.
Dang.
So then,
Okay.
it would be reasonable to think that you could throw a cursed object into
Right.
its
Yeah.
depths.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that logic
No,
fits.
absolutely. That's the next
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm very concerned about the logic in this universe because they have the dad go up with the snow globe. There's no like clear point that he's like, this is where I'm going to dump the snow globe. It's not until another fissure erupts,
Yeah.
and that doesn't cause an avalanche.
Right.
I was expecting him to have to get to like the very top, like a volcano, but he's just kind of on the
I
side.
was
and
as
it's like,
well.
well, I can see the lava, so
I
this is
guess
probably
that's
good.
close enough. All right, guys. Well, we got to get to it because it's time for
Okay.
some trivia. So it's
I
time
could keep
for
going.
Hey, did you know that?
Yep, this is the part of the show where we pit our guests and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watched. Mary, CJ, are you two ready?
Ready.
I suppose.
All right. First question. Is it a trick question? Guess we'll see. What channel was this movie released on?
Sci-Fi
Mary
Channel.
said sci-fi earlier, but now because you're asking it, I'm wondering if that's false.
What channel was this movie originally released on? Let me say it that way.
The Discovery Channel.
That's actually a pretty good guess.
Okay.
I don't know, so I'll say sci-fi still.
Yeah, sci-fi. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mary.
Okay.
Redo.
So it's not a trick question.
Yeah, it's not a trick. That was correct, yeah. Oof. Should have stuck your guns there. All right.
But then you rephrased it, and then
Yeah. Oh, you fell for it. You fell for it hard.
I didn't know we were doing tricks and lying on this show. But
That's
okay.
Ken's
Didn't lie
forte.
at all. I just reworded the question.
I said I'd be better at losing. I didn't say when.
All right, next question. This is multiple choice. This movie also appeared on the Showcase channel under what alternative title? Was it A, Snowpocalypse? Was it B, Snow Globe Christmas? Was it C, Snowtastrophe? Or was it D, Pandora's Christmas Box?
Also, what the hell is the Showcase channel?
Oh, I have no idea.
I've never heard of that.
I'm going to say Snowtastrophe.
Okay.
I really like that. I'll go with Snowpocalypse, though.
It is neither of those, so I'll let you both choose again.
Oh, that means it's bad.
So it's either Snow Globe Christmas or Pandora's Christmas Box.
Pandora's Christmas Box?
Snow Globe Christmas.
Snow Globe Christmas is correct.
Lame.
Mary on the board. Snow Globe Christmas. Not even the Snow Globe Christmas. It's just Snow Globe Christmas.
How do you get paid to come up with stupid names? How do you
Yeah.
get paid to do that?
I want that job.
I want
Yeah.
that
To make the
job, too.
title worse.
All right, next question. What is the body count for this movie?
Hold on.
Okay.
I need a
Yeah.
minute.
Typical for Mary, who was asleep for part of it.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Need a sec to go through.
I will say this is like obvious kills, so I'm not going to count the background actor who was like wounded in the background or whatever we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then 5.
Okay.
6.
6 is correct. Yeah.
Shoot. So I was counting the background guy as my 6th one. Who were all the dead bodies?
Yeah, I should have written it out, but let's talk through it. So,
The very first guy, when
Falls into
the
the
tree
fissure.
falls on his car.
oh, is that
They
what
like
happened to him? Okay.
Yeah, or something like that.
Someone,
they give
someone
him a
died
name.
early on during the first
Yeah.
thing.
Huh.
Yeah. Because they talk about it.
Yeah.
Then electrocuted guy, or the guy that blows up in the car,
Yep.
snowboarder friend,
Yep.
babysitter, snowboarder,
Yeah.
and
The guy driving the car.
Larry.
yeah, the skewered car. guy.
Larry.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. That's it.
Nice.
Okay.
So it wiped out half the town. That's half the population of that.
Right. Right. Pretty much. All right. Believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of info on this movie, so
What?
we are moving on to
Amazing.
the final question. You could tie it up though, Mary. Currently, CJ's in the lead with 2. You have 1. What is the Rotten Tomatoes audience score in percentage? Closest without going over. CJ, since you're in the lead, you will go first to give Mary the advantage.
Audience score.
There is no critic score.
That's why.
Surprise,
Okay.
surprise.
Okay. I'm literally just trying to think if it's above a 30%. I'm going to say it's not. So I'll go with like a 24%.
Okay, Mary?
42%.
I'm just flipping the numbers. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Didn't realize.
Mary, you're too high, and CJ, you either cheated or know exactly what it is, but it's 24%. Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations. That was incredible.
Wow. I promise you I did not cheat.
No, I
Literally was just like, that was my cutoff, was like
yeah.
30%.
You just went a little bit lower. You were probably thinking like, what, 25? No, I got a little bit lower, 24.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that bad. It was boring.
It's pretty bad.
You said you fell asleep during it.
I
got up and left.
did.
and-
I did want to fall asleep. You know what? I gotta say, the mean one, the Grinch knockoff horror Christmas film that I watched with you guys last year
Yeah.
was way more entertaining than this.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that
don't
one was
know.
Oh my
fun.
god.
I didn't hate this, but maybe let's get to our ratings then.
You've heard us debating. We know you've been waiting. So now
It's time to hear our ratings.
Mary, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate 2011's Snowmageddon's for you?
And Mary, just as a reminder, you did rate the mean one a 4. And you just said how that one was better than this one.
Uh-huh.
Like, they're going to get the same score for different reasons, because what saved this movie from getting a 1, 2, or even a 3 was that the actors tried really hard. They did really, really well.
A for effort.
The dog was really cute, and I wish more people died, and I wish that there was actual snow in Snowmageddon. So it gets a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Siege?
Okay. I mean, just to keep the comparison, both Ken and I gave the mean one a 2. And
This is really bad.
And I think looking back, I agree. Like, I think the mean one was more entertaining. I was also bored. I took out my phone at one point and was just like scrolling through Instagram or whatever, because I was, even though stuff was like blowing up and happening, it was somehow still boring, which is, I don't understand that. Now I almost regret not rating the mean one higher.
You're not going to give this a 1, are you? That seems way too low.
Yeah, it does seem too low. So maybe I'm going to be with Mary and I'll rate it the same as the mean one, and it gets a 2. It gets a point for being a movie. The actors trying their darndest. But man, is this somehow boring, even with people dying and stuff exploding.
Okay. For me, I disagree. I think this movie, while not good, is better than the mean one. The mean one is a objectively bad movie. I thought this actually was kind of entertaining. Like, there's stuff happening. It was enough it kept my attention, at least, although I did split it up a little bit. Not by choice, but I had other things going on. But yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. But yeah, there's no snow. It's getting there's a lot of things that are docking it down, but I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think.
Okay.
Which again is not huge, so don't get me wrong. It's not a good rating, but it's I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as the mean one.
Okay. Yeah, I did see you gave it a 1.5 star on Letterboxd, so I was making sure this aligns with that.
This lines up.
Guys, you know what I just remembered from the mean one?
What?
How manic the father was.
Yeah. Remember the bar
He was just
scene?
like really excited about Christmas.
Yeah.
He's like, "Come on, my wife died. Let's have Christmas."
That classic line. Come on, my wife died.
God.
I wish he was in this movie so he could die. Again. Oh, don't watch this movie.
Yeah, that was bad.
You can put it on. It's okay. It's not that
No,
bad.
it's not. You know, don't do that.
It's kind of funny with the leaps in logic. I don't know. But we just
All right.
spoiled the shit out of it, so it's too late.
There's nothing to spoil.
I have some
Stuff
lingering
happens.
questions. Like,
Mhm.
is there another town that gets plagued by a cursed object?
I did want there to be a sequel to this, and I looked up, and there is not one, at least not yet. But
Oh.
I just can't believe they literally don't explain any of it. Like, we have no idea who dropped off the snow globe or who made it or why or anything.
Remember when they try to throw it off, or they like throw it to the ground and then they pick it up and they're like, "It's not damaged, not a dent."
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Only
at the very
fire.
end, the tinker guy finds another snow globe just in his Christmas tree for some reason, which is very strange. He
Yeah.
freaks out and throws it against the wall, and it does smash.
Yeah.
Which is very confusing for multiple reasons, because why was it there in the first place then, if it wasn't like this cursed object?
Who cursed the
It
object?
didn't even look like
Why that
any-
town?
Yeah.
Yeah, who did this in the first place? What the hell's going on?
I think it was just somebody who was mad at the name of the town. They're just like, normal? Oh, we'll see about that. We'll see how normal this is after I get my hands on it.
Too boring here. Let's mix it up.
And then final thoughts on it. I just that parting scene with like the final scene where everyone in the town's trying to leave the downtown area, which is like maybe 10,000 square feet.
Yeah.
They're like, it just is 5 cars. It's
Yeah,
5 cars worth
That's
of
the
people.
entire town.
Right. That's the 10 people left. Yeah.
Insane. And then the like ring of fire that happens around her, the fissures that happen. Could you not jump over it? Because it's
It was pretty small.
pretty small.
Yeah.
That's too
Not a
much
whole lot
work.
of effort was put into leaving the town. at all.
Guys, too much work. Come on.
For what? For the production company? Like
All of them. The people in the town, the production.
Okay.
They paid for one set piece. They're getting the town center. They got the 2 buildings. That's it.
That's it. Well, Mary, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Would you have any holiday wishes or any end-of-year words of wisdom you'd like to share with our audience?
Yeah, I got some words of wisdom. If you're hungry, just go and make a little soup snack.
Yes. Perfect.
That's it.
Thank you. As always, CJ, what do we got?
You can follow us on all of the things at Overtalking Pod. Call or text the show at USACAB 1591. If you have questions for Santa Claus, who may be a future guest, email them to overtalkingpod@gmail.com or go to our website, overtalkingpod.party.
That's right. Oh no, they're here. It is the Hover Talking Overlords. They are flying in on a ice shard-filled comet. To remind you, if you like your show, please go on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and rate, review where applicable. Reviews are what help people find this podcast. Also, we spend any money in advertising. So if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. Also, go drink some Magic Mind and use our code OvertalkingPod20 at checkout because it's the best way to support the show right now. Thank you.
And as we say at the end of every single episode, Merry Christmas, you son of a bitch. And then you throw the snow globe into the fire.
God.
Bye.
So bad. Bye.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's special guest was Mary. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.